Hi guys, this is Sean from UDJ. I'm back with another DIY on our Chauvet Slimpar RGBA battery upgrade. You guys are gonna love this. I basically did some research online, and I really wanted to basically find a battery solution as well as we did before on our wire solution. For those of you guys who watched our wireless upgrade on our Chauvet Slimpars, thank you guys very much for that, all the comments and your suggestions, everything like that. I love it. Thank you guys again very, very much. So I'm going to show you guys a battery-powered upgrade that I did. Went on eBay, of course, like I always do. eBay, other places like that, inexpensive. Trying to find a battery, 12-volt battery. Found one, nice and slim, about 4 inches, about 1 inch, about 3 inches or so, or 2.5 inches here. Really nice. Got built-in surge protection, has overcharge protection on the charger here. Here's a charger there. And also has a cable to hook up your, for our hookups. And what we're going to do basically is do a permanent install on a DC plug that goes in the back of the Slimpar. So again, right here like that, plug it in like that, and we're going to plug this right into the Slimpar. Use Velcro in the back to mount it on there, and it's going to be nice and perfect. So let's get started. All right, guys, the next step here is just, again, I want to let you know, anytime you open up any kind of fixture, or if you have a kind of warranty with your fixtures, just my standard disclaimer, it will void your warranty. So we're going to go right here to the Slimpar 64. This is the one that already has Wi-Fi or DMX wireless already built in. I've already took the top off. I'm not going to go through that process again. 8 screws on the top. Done. We have our LED board. There's 4 screws inside the LED portion. Takes that off, and now we have access to our fixture. Back in the day when these units first came out, Chauvet had a system called the Satellite DeFi. The Satellite DeFi, it was a big battery pack that had a wireless DMX on it, and then it had a cable that connected to the back of it. Some of the older ones, you'll see this part right here. So if I can get a close-up on that, right there. That was the DeFi or the satellite connection right there. All thing it really did is had 2 cables, or 2 cables that it connected to on one side, just to supply 12-volt power to. So some of the newer fixtures that you're purchasing out there, because Chauvet still sells these perfectly nice Slimpars. You know, it's one of their bread and butters, I do believe. They're still available for low cost, for a simple solution. But now the newer ones don't have this satellite plug. It's just blank right here. And if you have that, this is going to be a good solution to basically put your DC flat mount plug there. So if that's not there, I'm going to try to remove this and see if I can place my DC plug there in its place. If not, I have to drill some holes. So, but I just want to let you know that's a good. If you have this old one, it's going to make your job a lot simpler, because what's going to happen is on the back of it, right inside where the satellite plug comes in, there's basically 2 red and 2 cables, red and a black, that is wired right to the PCB board, and that's where all the 12 volts within the system goes to. So it'll be a quick, simple wire up, and everything will work, including our wireless DMX board. Everything's already set, so that makes it really, really, really neat and really, really easy. So next step, I'm going to show you actually how I actually set this thing up, and that's what we're going to do. We're just going to get everything going, make a kind of detailed video. So let's get everything going. That's what I'll show you what's up next. Okay, guys, I'm here at my workstation. We actually have the DC plugs in here. I'm going to show you what they look like. DC plugs. They're little small little units. I probably could have got some little bigger ones. They're a little small. I didn't expect to be that big. I probably didn't really measure them that well, because I wanted to actually take and replace the satellite jack from here, from the back, but they like this a lot bigger than what I expected. So, but these little things work out perfect for me. They'll work out. I'll find a way to get them in there, so I'll be able to hook the plug, the DC jack, right to it after I install in the back of here. So it's gonna be pretty neat. I'll find a way to get it here someplace, and we're gonna do that next. So let's try that out. So in the meantime, I want to basically make sure that I know which one, because it is a 3-prong. I want to make sure that I know which one is actually has the the center will be the hot, and the ground around there would be, you know, be the negative side. So get my handy dandy tools here. I'm going to plug this in and make it a little easier to work with. I'll plug this into the this DC jack, and I'll clamp it here. So we have a little arrow a little thing right here. That tells me the center. That tells me it's center. So what I'm going to do is turn that way, and I'm going to make it real easy here and clamp this here. And I'm just going to take my voltmeter, turn this over to 600 volts on my voltmeter, and I'm actually going to test and see which one will give me 12 volts. I know which way, and I'm going to plug the battery in too, by the way. It's the battery, plug that in, it's on, and I think I've already know which one it is, so I'm going to basically put, this is the ground on this side, and this is the hot. I'm just going to verify that. Right now I got a negative 12.1, so I know I need to switch this around. So let's see here, and I'm going to plus 12.1. So that tells me this side right here, is the inside of the 2.1 millimeter pin, and this right here is the outside ground. So that's what I want. So I want to basically make sure this is hot and this is ground. So let's get this thing soldered and go from there. So, and inside the Slimpar, if you actually have the ones that actually have the satellite connections on it, you're going to actually have a really easy way to do this. So inside the Slimpar, let me move this up here. So right inside the Slimpar, right here where the satellite comes in, there should be a red and black wire. I cut mine already, and that's actually going right to the board. So you can see that there, right to the board there, and that covers all our 12 volts inside of it. Even powering our inverter board for our wireless DMX would give me 5 volts for our wireless DMX. So I'm just going to unplug that. Just be careful inside of there. I'm going to get that out of there. If yours doesn't have the satellite on there, all you do basically is you can splice right into the wires. If you guys did the wireless upgrade, you can splice right into the 12 volts right here out of the back of the power supply, to splice right inside of there and run your cables, run any extra cables right to wherever you're going to put your little DC jack right here, okay? So that makes it a lot easier to do. Mine's going to be really easy for quite a bit of them. So let's get started on soldering. Put this away. All right, put that away. That's all set. So I know this is going to be hot and this is going to be ground right here. So take my plug. I already got it cut already, and I'm going to basically just take this right here. This is going to be hot. Strip that back a little bit. Get this in here, and get that in here nice and neat. Get a little twist on it, and I'm going to throw a little bit of solder on there. Like again, I'm not a soldering expert, but I kind of know what I'm doing on that. Heat the pin up a little bit, and drop some solder in there. Oh, come on, solder. Having issues with my soldering iron lately. I think I need a new one. There we go. Get some solder up in there. There we go. So I know that's on there. Always wipe off your tip. And then my ground. Splice that wire. Get it up in there nice and neat. And fold that back. And give it a little twist. Get that little twist there. And then some solder. We don't need much. But you definitely want to heat the pin up a little bit. Heat the pin up there. Some probably in your way there. Get that going. And again, I've been having issues with my soldering iron, so I probably have to go get another one. I use it quite a bit, so time to go maybe partsexpress.com and go get me a new one. There we go. So that one's on there pretty good. Yep, it's on there pretty good. Alrighty. So now I actually have a plug here. It's a DC jack, and what I'm going to do here is mount that right to the back of my Slimpar. So okay guys, I just drilled a hole and put the DC jack in there. You can see that right here. The DC jack's right here. This right here was the old satellite port that we cut the wires from and added a DC jack to it. And of course, that's running all the way back to the main board. On the older Slimpars, they actually had the satellite. So remember that was running right back to the main board. Already a plug already accessed for us that controls the whole 12 volt inside the whole system. Again, if you don't have the satellite on some of the newer models of the Slimpar, again, you can wire that right to the splice where we did right out of the 12 volt out of the power supply. So again, it's nice and neat, nice and set up, and show you the back. I'm gonna put that back together and show you the back of that. Okay, there we go. So you can see our DC jack right there, just right below the 12 volts, right where it says 12 volts in. And of course, this is not being used anymore. And then again, if you have the newer style that doesn't have this whole area is going to be blank, and you can kind of move this up somewhere and just put it there. So again, we have everything going. Let me show you how we're going to hook this up. So what we're going to do is take our battery pack, some Velcro in the back. We're going to turn it one side here, one side there. There we go. There's our battery pack. It's on there nice and neat. And we're going to take our wire, and we're going to our DC plug, and we're just going to just find a spot for it, and we'll plug it right to there and hide everything nice and neat. And we're going to turn the power on. Let's see what we get. Oh, we got power. Love it. And we can change the channel colors, snap, or whatever we want to do in the programs here. And we can hit enter, and there we go. Let's see what we got. There's a nice little chase. Oh, I love it. Okay. That's how we add battery to it. Let's close her up, and then I'll come back and give you guys a whole preview on everything that I did and how much everything cost. Okay, guys, we're all done. Guess what I got? I have a DMX, wireless DMX, battery-powered Chauvet Slimpar RGBA wash light. Isn't that awesome? At a very cool price. Very low price, actually. So, again, my previous videos, we did the wireless DMX. That's the wireless right there. And then let's look at the back. Ta-da! We have our wireless, our battery-powered unit right here. Here's our removable battery that I showed you guys earlier. A DC cable. Put that back on there. And also we have a built-in DC plug. So we can basically plug that right into there. Everything's all plugged in. Turn the power on. We have power there. And let's see our light. Oh, yes, sir. Look at that light. No wires. Gotta love it. Okay, guys, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. You guys want nothing nitty-gritty of this. Okay. Oh, yeah, also, our wireless DMX still works. That's awesome. Okay, so now we have a wireless DMX battery-powered Slimpar. Okay, guys, nitty-gritty. Wireless DMX from the previous video was about let's say $13.50, somewhere around there, and I was to add that onto here, onto this one fixture. And then now our battery solution, which is our 12 volt 6800 milliamp hour battery that lasts about 5 hours. I know it lasts more than that, but I tested it with a Chauvet Obey 40 using a wireless DMX stick, transmitter, and I had it in my office. I let it sit. I let it run on a 4-channel chase with a dimmer all the way up, and it ran for 5 hours, no problem. I mean, I could have went for more hours without any much dimming on it, as that I can tell. It ran at full blast, no problem, with the DMX communication going there too. So again, awesome. Looking at about $165 total. $119 plus another 13 something and another $23. It's about 65 bucks that we did on this particular fixture, and I did that over time. So again, I have about 30 of these units. I'm going to actually do about 20 only, just so I can have some options of using this fixture. Again, I still love it. It's a great rental item for me. It's small. I don't, for price range wise, if it gets broken or whatever, I'm not going to be too upset about it, and they work out great. So again, if you have any comments or any questions, leave them in the comment lines below, and subscribe to me. Thank you guys very much.